What's up, guys? This is Crypto with James talking to you today about Hedera. There are gains for this bad boy. There are gains. This is compliant with banking regulation that's come in, which immediately means it's got a better chance of success, combined with the fact that this is built for builders. And as a result, we're seeing an explosion in growth for Hedera. That will be inevitable as well. This ecosystem is going to grow like wildfire, and this is why I think this has got gains to be made. So I'm going to talk about that along with a little bit of crypto news in this video. But before I get started, guys, if you are new to this channel, these are the first 26 coins I spoke about on this channel. They're also the first 26 coins I owned when I made the channel. Had you put in just $100 into each of these coins when I release videos about them, and you were still holding all those cryptos, you never sold them, you did everything wrong as an investor. If you sold them today, you'd be able to bank 16 grand in profit from $16,300 from a $2,600 investment, doing everything wrong. But if you'd done everything right, if you'd have sold these when the markets were red hot in 2021 like I did, just $100 into each of these coins could have netted you a profit of 123 grand. Huge difference between doing what's right and what's wrong. Now, as I said, I sold all these off. They're not what I hold. But if you want to see the coins that I own, you can do. Just go to copymycrypto.com. On the site, I share my portfolio. I release video. I also give the members real-time updates anytime I buy or sell any crypto. We release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets. They've been pinpoint accurate for months and months and months and months and months now. We also have tutorials that are set up. These are for beginners. If you are brand new to crypto, these tutorials will guide you all the way through your sort of crypto journey. They're the same ones I send friends and family. And on top of that, guys, we have a massive history of success on both the site and the channel. We have called huge winners on both. Phantom leads the way in that one. In 2020, I said Phantom was going to be the biggest gainer of the upcoming bull cycle. Said it would 100x or more. Ended up doing 677 times gains. It's still up over 100x since I did the course. Had you put in 2 grand into Phantom, you could have netted a profit of 1.3 million when I released the course to the peak. Now, guys, no one was talking about Phantom in 2020. Go to your favorite crypto YouTubers channel. Go look Phantom up. No one was talking about Phantom in 2020 for big gains. And I will find another Phantom. And when I do, I'm not going to build a course like last time. I'm going to go onto my site and I'm going to break the coin down for the members like I do with all my holdings. I'm going to tell them what the coin is, the reason I think it can have the gains I think it can have, and the percentage of my money I'm putting in. And if they want to copy along, they can do. If that interests you, if you want to take all the research and the deep diving out of your crypto investing, go read the site now, guys. So, Hedera, currently priced at 8.7 cents. Market cap is 2.2 billion. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Hedera, Hedera is a don't know what happened there. Hedera is currently the most used sustainable enterprise-grade network for dApps that exists right now. It's designed to be fairer and more a fairer, more efficient system that eliminates some of the limitations that a lot of the old blockchain platforms have, such as slow performance and instability. Hedera is now ISO 20022 compliant. Depends how you want to read the 20022. This is a compliance rule for cross-border payments. This is something that all banks now have to be compliant with. Hedera is actually one of the few cryptos in the space right now that are ISO 20022 compliant. Its most unique feature is the mechanism used for grouping transactions that they call hashgraph. It's claimed that this allows the Hedera to process more transactions more cheaply than the existing blockchains. The hashgraph is a patented algorithm. It's currently the only cryptocurrency with such a patent. The Hedera hashgraph is the first iteration of the algorithm that is used in a public network. And as I said, the ISO 20022 is the electronic standard for the transfer of cross-border and international money transfer that all banks in the world have to be compliant with. So, what that does tell you is fundamentally Hedera could be a crypto that's used for CBDCs. It could easily be a crypto that is used to enable cross-border payments. I've spoken about the CBDCs inevitability for so long now, and there's certain cryptos that are well positioned in the CBDC space. So right now you've got XRP that's really well positioned and should land is most likely to land in America if it's going to land anywhere, but it's also up and running with a couple of countries in Africa for CBDCs. You've got Stellar that's well positioned in Europe, but there are a number of others well positioned in Europe. Hedera is in particular. Hedera is also well positioned in the UK. Hedera worked with the UK government during all the sort of palaver and country shutdown that we had in 2020. So Hedera is, having worked with the government for so long in the UK, is probably the most well positioned for us for the underlying tech for a CBDC. As you can see, huge amounts of volume going through it. 48 million transactions in the last 24 hours. Seconds to consensus finality is like 5.64 seconds. The average cost is 1/10 of a cent. Absolutely rapid, growing like mad, and as I said, compliant with what all banks need to be able to do. The ecosystem is starting to grow really, really well now. If we view all, there is a staggeringly large ecosystem for Web3 applications. So we've got all of these for Web3 applications already up and running on Hedera. And this, again, really strong down the sign, because that's just the Web3 applications. Then you can narrow it down and start going through like toolings and integrations, or say gaming. If you want to be specific and go gaming, here's your gaming platforms that have been, or whether they're dApps or actual games that have been built upon Hedera. You've got NFTs, of course, identity, Internet of Things, launchpads. They've grown insanely well. And when you realize that Hedera have been up and running for sort of 4 years now, or 3.5 years, in that time, they've actually got a lot going really, really well. In terms of price appreciation, it was 1 cent in 2020, hit heights of sort of 50 cents. So 50x is not bad. Now, I actually look at Hedera going, this can blast. This could easily be $1. And the reason I say that is, look, even at $1 right now, that will put a market cap of 26 billion. That's not actually going to be that large in the scheme of things. And also, when you factor in what was it? Avalanche. Avalanche had I think it was 100 bill market cap at one point. Avalanche had an enormous market cap. There were loads of cryptos that were breaking 20 billion as a market cap. Theta did it at one point as well. And Hedera, who have ties to the UK government, Hedera, who are ISO 20022 compliant, Hedera, who have grown like wildfire over the past 4 years, or 3.5 years, compared to a number of the sort of platforms that have launched for that time and never really got kicking on. The speed as well of transactions. They've processed 48 million transactions in a day. So if you're looking at a project that's going to be well prepared to help with the throughput of banking transactions, Hedera is clearly one of the ones that could win that. The other coins that are compliant, you've got XRP, you've got Stellar, you've got IOTA, you've got Algorand. Hedera, in terms of the transactions per second it's processing, is better than most of the other compliant cryptos. So right now they're well ahead. I don't know what's just happened to my camera. There you go. And the fact that they're that ahead the fact that they've been up and running, and they're not quite an OG of the crypto space, but they've been around long enough. In terms of a safe investment, Hedera is a safe investment compared to a lot of cryptos out there. In terms of gains, you're looking at about a 12 from where it is right now to get to $1. Seems very, very achievable. And if it does end up underpinning a CBDC for say Europe, say the euro, that would be massive. Like all of a sudden, you're not looking at $1 a coin, you're looking at $5 a coin. If it did it for America, same principle. So Hedera ready to kick on. I think the next bull cycle, $1 a coin is very, very, very achievable, with this being one of the cryptos with the smallest risk out there right now. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're a returning viewer, guys, these videos will make you money and they will save you money, so don't miss them. Hit the subscribe button and you won't miss them. And also, karma is a legit thing, guys. It's good for your karma to hit subscribe. And guys, before I get into the news about the EU banks, if you want to see the coins I own right now that are in my portfolio, go to copymycrypto.com. On the site, I share my entire portfolio. I give the members real-time updates anytime I buy or sell any crypto. Release videos on a daily basis talking about the markets that have been pinpoint accurate for months now. The tutorials that we have in place are perfect for beginners. If you're a beginner in the crypto space, you can watch those tutorials and get started very, very easily. And fundamentally, look, we have a history of success on the site and the channel. We have called big winners on both. And Phantom is obviously the biggest winner, 600 times gains. Well, 677 times gains. So if you would have put $2,000 into Phantom, you could have netted 1.3 million. I will find another Phantom. But I won't do a course like last time. Course is unnecessary and a lot of headache. I don't want to do that. I'll go onto my site and I'll tell the members about the coin. I'll tell them the gains it can have. I'll tell them the percentage of my money I'm putting in, and they can copy along. If that sounds really good to you, if you want to get some guidance, if you want simply to just not have to deep dive cryptos on a daily basis, go read copymycrypto.com, and remember that everything you read on the site you can verify on the YouTube channel's history. And last thing, guys, EU banks. So EU banks have been told by the regulator to apply Bitcoin caps even before they become law. What this means is banks are not allowed to hold more than 1% of their core capital in Bitcoin. So the BCBS standard is not yet legally binding, pending its sort of confirmation by the EU. However, should banks wish to engage in the crypto market, they're expected to comply with this standard and take it into account in their business and capital planning. So they actually proposed to put the highest risk weight of 1,250% to unbacked digital assets such as Bitcoin, meaning banks have to issue capital equal to their crypto holdings. They would also be limited to holding crypto in amounts not exceeding 1% of their core capital, known as Tier 1. BCBS norms don't have legal effect. There's some lawmakers at the European Parliament already want to bring forward rules addressing key parts of the supervising body's proposals. A survey published said that DLT is barely used across banks, with fewer than 1 in 5 seeking to apply the solutions, and that crypto activities and exposures are insignificant. So again, I mean, the EU, they really do suck, guys. They really do suck. They've been putting in nonsense rules and regulations for a while. I do understand from a banking perspective having some semblance of a cap on digital holdings, because fundamentally, look, if there's a bank run, well, it doesn't even matter if they hold no crypto. If there's a bank run on any bank, no bank has enough money in their bank to give out to the general public. And if they are putting too much of their actual funds and customer funds in risky investments or riskier investments, and then there's a bank run, these banks can collapse. So I understand the limitations. 1% seems ridiculous. I would have I would have thought they could throw in 2 to 5%, but you know. But the EU, it's always worth keeping an eye on what the EU are doing. Also because they put in the BS rules and regulations around exchanges having to notify the respective jurisdictions about transactions over $1,000. It's like, well, no bank's ever had to do that, so why the hell has an exchange? And I know they're not the same, but Jesus Christ. The amount of admin they've just added to everyone. And if you're anything like me, you friggin' hate admin. I don't think this will have a particular impact on the market, but it's worth noting, particularly if you are an EU citizen. And that is it from me, guys. Take it easy. Have a lovely day.